Hi guys, welcome back to Fragments of a Simple Life, where every video I make is super simple. Today we're going to be looking at this book, this humongous book, called The Practical Encyclopedia of Cakes and Cake Decorating. It says Classic, Celebration, Novelty, and Party Cakes, the complete guide to essential techniques, over 200 recipes, and over 1,000 photographs. This is just a big picture of pieces of chocolate, I think, like shredded chocolate. I thought we would read this book together and look at some of the pictures in order. That way I can remember where we left off to make more videos with this book in the future. I don't even know what that is, but I would eat it. I don't even eat gluten, but I would eat it. This is going to be difficult because I'm kind of hungry. Here we have the table of contents. I think this book is a little old. Yes, it was first published in 1999. So it's a little bit on the old side, but that's okay. Let's see. The table of contents says basic cake recipes, basic icing recipes, covering cakes, and then it has classic cakes, tea time treats, special occasions, cakes for entertaining, seasonal celebrations, animal cakes, fun and games, and children's party cakes. So it looks like there's a little bit of everything. Here's the introduction. We're not going to read it. Basic cake recipes. It says baking equipment. There's all kinds of stuff here. We have some classic mixing bowls. We have a balloon whisk right here. Let's see. Over here is a large round cake pan. We have an electric hand mixer, a beater right here. I have one of these. It belonged to my mom and I still have it. It's really old. We have a smaller round cake pan here. This is a scale for measuring. We have a large square cake pan here. This is number 7. Number 8 is a glass measuring cup. I have one of these, but I never use it. I use the small ones. We have measuring spoons here. Let me scoot up a little bit for you. Where was I? Number 10. Oh, we have cake boards. These are what you put the cake on, like to decorate it so it has a pretty surface. We have some, let's see, pre-cut wax paper, number 12. Where's number 12? Do you see it? Is that it? Oh, 12, there it is. Number 13 is our scissors. We have some wooden baking spoons here. Those are always good to have on hand. Oh, I forgot the pastry brush. We have a wire rack. That's for like cookies and cakes for cooling. A sifter. Some oven gloves here. A plastic spatula, a regular spoon. All kinds of stuff. This is just some more instructions on how to line your cake pans. Very, very important to make sure it comes out nice and clean. You can do this with a regular piece of parchment paper, or if you don't have parchment paper, use a piece of regular printer paper. I did that all the time when I was a kid baking cakes growing up with my mom. It works fine. It's showing you a couple different cake testing techniques. Touching it, sticking a fork in it or a knife in it. This is a quick mix sponge cake. They made like a perfectly circle, looks like a donut. A whisked sponge cake. Look at that. That looks yummy. Now here they're making a jelly roll. Jelly rolls are traditionally made without fat so that they don't keep as long as other cakes. However, they have a deliciously light texture and provide the cook with potential for all sorts of luscious fillings and tasty toppings. It looks really weird. It does look airy though, like almost like an angel food cake, but it looks very textured and bumpy. But I think they just want to show you what it looks like baked, but this can be completely covered. This is a truffle cake mix. They made it to look like a hot dog. I don't know if you can see that, but it's supposed to be a hot dog, and that's weird. Okay, we have a Madeira cake. Up here we have a cake chart. Now this tells you the measurements. You look what kind of pan you intend to use, and then it gives you the alternating measurements of what you're going to need. Because what you need, for example, here on this row, which is a 7-inch round cake pan, is not going to be the exact same as a 9-inch round or even a 12-inch round. What you need to bake with, like your quantities and how much time it's going to take, is going to depend on what your cake pan size is. There's no right or wrong cake pan size, but you will have to make adjustments. So it's nice that they give that to you. Isn't that little cake cute right here on the left? It's like purple with like all these little stars and like speckles on it. A rich fruit cake. I have never attempted to make a fruit cake. I don't know anyone that would eat it. I know that maybe in other cultures it is a tradition, but I've never tried to make it. It looks really thick. Like, it's like it is a thick cake. But that's a pretty high cake pan, and it's a very thick mixture. And again, they have the rich fruit cake chart. So you look for what kind of cake pan you intend to use, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13-inch round. And then it will give you the adjustments for everything you need. Currants, sultanas, raisins. It has some cherries, almonds, a mixed citrus peel, lemon grated, the rind, some brandy, flour, ground allspice and nutmeg, ground almonds, some margarine or butter, brown sugar, molasses, eggs, and then it tells you how long it takes to bake. A light fruit cake. So I guess this one must have a little less crap in it. I don't know. It seems kind of like the same stuff almost. It's butter or margarine, sugar, like regular superfine sugar, orange, eggs, flour, baking powder, allspice, currants, sultanas, raisins. This one has apricots, citrus peel, and then the baking time. It looks like it says it's just a lighter, like literally like lighter, less dense version. It has less stuff in it, less flavorings. Here's a basic icing recipe. Look at all the supplies. That's crazy. Sorry about the car driving by, guys. We have food coloring. We have some parchment paper there. These are piping nozzles right here to give your icing different shapes as it comes out, which is pretty cool. We have like a turntable looks like. I don't know what these wires are. Oh, florist wire, okay. We have a straight edge ruler, some cake pillars and supports. So you can do varying degrees. These look like cookie cutters or something over here. It says number 23 and 24. Dual blossom cutter and cocktail cutters. Oh, okay. And a serrated side scraper. These look like, is this edible candy pens? 15. Yes, food coloring pens. So down here it looks like a regular pen or almost like a marker, but it's food coloring. You can actually write on stuff like on top of a cookie or on fondant. You can actually use a food coloring pen. It really helps you to like not mess up. Marzipan. Gross. Now, this book calls it sugar paste icing. Now, I do bake, you guys. I bake a lot, but I don't decorate. I'm not a good decorator. It's not my forte. So, is sugar paste fondant? Because I've looked through this book before doing this video, and I haven't seen them say fondant. They say sugar paste. So I don't know. Here's royal icing. That's pretty simple. There's not a lot of ingredients. It's like egg whites, confectioner's sugar or powdered sugar, some glycerin, lemon juice, and then if you want it to be a color, then you would add food coloring. It's a really simple one. You can put it on cake. A lot of people use a recipe like this as their basic frosting for sugar cookies. So we have a butter icing and a classic buttercream. I don't really know the difference. I've done I think a butter icing before. Let's see, buttercream, the recipe says water, superfine sugar, egg yolks, and butter. And then this one over here, it says butter or margarine, powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, vanilla, and milk. So I've done butter icing before, but not buttercream. Okay. I'll try it though. 7-minute frosting. Never in your life have I tried that. And this fancy, oh my gosh, seriously, there's like a motorcycle going by. This glacé icing, I've never made that either. It looks pretty. I think this might be that rule from the beginning. And this 7-minute icing, egg whites, water, corn syrup, cream of tartar, confectioner's sugar. I've never made this before. I don't think I've ever even heard of it before. Butterscotch frosting, fudge frosting. Look how shiny. It's so shiny. This looks like you know how some brownies will have frosting on top? It looks like that. Satin chocolate icing. That's very fancy. Look at the little cherries dipped in something. It says tip, before using the icing, place the cake on a wire rack positioned over a baking sheet or a piece of wax paper. This will avoid unnecessary mess. That's true, because you're going to pour it onto the cake, not spread it, and it's going to drip down, and you're just going to want to let it drip and have something underneath to catch the fall of the frosting that doesn't stay. We have a meringue frosting. What is happening? Please pause. Sorry about that. We have petal paste. Look at that. Those flowers are not real. She's making them by hand. That's really cool. That looks really hard. I've never tried to do that. Now it's using marzipan for covering the cake. And here is marzipaning a round cake for royal icing. Huh. All right. I'm trying to get to the fun stuff. That's a funny looking cake. Covering with sugar paste icing. That's the part that I was wondering, like, what is that? What's the sugar paste? I don't know. I've never heard of the word sugar paste. Decorating with royal icing. That's pretty. It looks really, really delicate. all the little tiny dots and details. That's a lot of work. Now this is just telling you how to pipe different shapes. We have some dots and beads here, and then it shows you what tips you should be using. Pretty shells, some lines, trellises, and zigzags. Simple embroidery. Twisted ropes and leaves. Now up here is stars, swirls, and scrolls. Dang. See, I'm not good at this kind of stuff. I wish I was. Maybe if I tried, I could get good, but I don't know. I just never got into it. Look at this. These are piped flowers. How cute. Wow, that's really cool. Wow. Hearts. Butterflies. Remember, this book is from the 90s. Before you're like, what is this? Here's the sugar paste again. I don't know. What is sugar paste? It's gotta be like fondant, right? Huh. It's showing you all the different ways that you can add texture, like texture rolling pins and drawing and writing on it. This one, they are making like a marbled icing by mixing the colors together. Now they're modeling. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. We have some fish, frog, lily pads. They made a cake that looks like a pond. Look at the little fish and the froggy right there. Isn't that cute? That's funny. Cut out borders. This is cool. You can make little shapes and different designs that you can add to the outside of the cake. This looks like a very old-fashioned cake for like a baby shower. It's like a teddy bear that's in like a little ruffly like pocket. It's kind of weird. Some of the cakes in here are kind of weird. I know a lot of times with my magazine videos, I wait for you guys, but this book I have already looked through and the cakes are weird. Here's more with the sugar paste icing. This almost looks like a 4th of July cake. It's like a reddish orange color with like blue stars all over the place. But it looks like they've done the kind of like tie-dye technique so that the stars are actually blue and red. If you look up here, you'll see that they're blue and red. I guess that's interesting. Again, kind of old-fashioned looking. Decorating with marzipan. It says you can emboss, you can crimp, you can do cutouts, frilly blossoms and leaves. You can make little violets. And then here's just some examples. An umbrella, some kind of animal, gingerbread man, Christmas tree. Creative cutouts. Marzipan can be used in unusual ways to make imaginative shapes and borders. See, all the crazy stuff that they do with cakes these days, all those ideas had to come from somewhere, and it starts with books like this. Look, she's making bananas. Okay, I gotta hold that up because that's cute. Let me see if I can show you guys. See that picture? Look at that. She's making bananas right there. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. She's making apples, some grapes. She's making chili peppers right there. Whatever this cake is. It looks like a wreath. Like an Easter cake. Oh wow. Braiding and weaving. Candy stripes, marzipan twists, basket weaving down here. Roses, marzipan roses. Those are really pretty actually. Those turned out pretty cool. Now it's showing you decorating with butter icing. You can make cake sides. Like this is like a tree, but also a cake on the inside. They used the butter icing on the outside. This is the kind of icing that I'm used to. Piping with butter icing. Cute. That looks like a cinnamon roll on top, but it's icing. More decorating. Look at this, is the pouring one. Cobweb, feather, and fan icing. Look at that. That's so neat. And it really does look like a cobweb. Looks like something that you would do for Halloween. Marbling flowers and leaves. Squiggle icing. Piping. Wow, look at that. It looks like a printout, like someone printed something out, almost like a watercolor on the top. That's really cool. It looks like pen. Decorating with chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. He's just making little shapes here. It says pipelines of chocolate backwards and forwards over parchment paper as shown. Leave the chocolate lace curls to set and then peel off the paper. That is definitely techniques that people use today. I have seen it on YouTube. Here's more chocolate. So they're doing like an outline of regular chocolate, milk chocolate, maybe dark chocolate, and then filling it with white chocolate and getting all these really cool shapes. Look at the leaves. Look at the little white chocolate and milk chocolate leaves. How smart is that? That is really cool. That would make for a very pretty like fall, like a Thanksgiving cake or something. Some more chocolate leaves. Some chocolate curls here, chocolate shavings on this cake. The whole top is like chocolate curls and chocolate shavings. Isn't that pretty? I like the chocolate. I like the chocolate decorations the best. Oh, now this is teaching you how to use some stencils, some color flicking with food coloring to get like a splatter paint effect, which is really cool. This is line work. Here they're using the food coloring pens. That's how they get such precision. That's all food coloring pens. Painting and drawing on the cake. Stippling. We have some powdered tints, which are cool. Wow. So creative. Using bot decorations. Now this, I'm totally pro. Use sprinkles, use candies, use nuts. There's so many things you can buy to make the outside of a cake look beautiful. If decorating by hand, is not your strong suit, this is what I do. I've made some really pretty cakes for my kids, but the outside is just basic frosting, and then it's store-bought like candies and sprinkles and, you know, M&Ms or Reese's or little bips and bops that are edible that go with like the theme of the cake. It's so much easier. So much easier. This is weird. I don't know what this design is, but it has gummy bears on it. I would eat it. Like right here, these dark images, that's all gummy bears. That's pretty cool. This is smart too. They're using stencils. So they have up here is a doily, and then they put powdered sugar on top. Do you see that? It's hard to see. My camera doesn't want to focus, but you put powdered sugar where there's no doily or where there's no stencil, and then when you take it off, it creates a design. It's really, really simple. This is a good idea for brownies because quite often brownies have powdered sugar on top. So to make it look cool, different, interesting ribbon decoration, like a real ribbon. I don't think I would use anything on a cake that wasn't edible. If this is not candy ribbon, it doesn't look like it. No, they're using real ribbon. This is real ribbon that they're using and floral wire. I would not do that. Like right here, this is real ribbon on this cake. I would not do that. That's weird to me. I think it should be edible. But from what I could tell, it looks like it was real. Okay, let's spend the last few minutes of this video looking at the actual classic cakes, or see what their definition is of classic cakes. It says this chapter features new takes on the perennial favorites that form an essential part of every good cake maker's repertoire, ranging from the ever popular apple crumble, yum, to the sheer luxury of a Black Forest cake, also yum. This is the ultimate collection of family favorites that will continue to entice generation after generation. I'll be the judge of that. A simple chocolate cake and a spiced apple cake. This one kind of looks like the fruit cake from the beginning, but I would eat it. I remember making a spiced apple cake when I was a kid. Making more than one, actually. There's a Black Forest Gâteau. How you say it? I don't know. Here's the traditional cherries. I think it has, yeah, it has cherries in the filling. I was gonna say, I think there's cherries in the filling of Black Forest cake. It's a very traditional combination, though. Mocha hazelnut Battenberg. I'm unfamiliar with this cake. It looks delicious. It says there's a finish. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I guess it goes on the top. It's marzipan. It's really pretty. I've never had it before, though. See the little like checker pattern on the inside? Looks like there's two different colors or two different flavors, maybe. Apple crumble cake. This looks delicious. I want to make this. I don't eat gluten. I gotta find like a gluten-free version. Doesn't that look like if someone took an apple pie and cake and like coffee cake kind of, and then mixed it all together? It looks delicious, and you can see the real layers of apple right here, and then some kind of like crumble coat topping, and the bottom of it is the cake. It looks freaking delicious to me. Marbled spice cake. It's like a bundt cake. That's cute. And it looks like it has like just a regular royal icing like drizzle. I bet you could probably make that any kind of flavor you wanted, though. Pretty. It looks little but pretty. Best ever chocolate cake. Didn't they just show a simple chocolate cake and now this is the best one ever? Alright, I believe you. Angel food cake. What the hell is all over it? What is all over this? It says to decorate, you need dried coconut, pistachio nuts, chopped candy orange peel, and gold and silver dragées. Really? Okay. This is probably gonna make me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've never seen angel food cake like this. I've only seen it with like strawberries and whipped cream. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know what this is. A sovereign? That doesn't even look like cake. That looks like Jello. Remember in the 80s, remember Jello? You would take it to like a picnic or a barbecue or something. Doesn't that look like a Jello mold, like a Jello ring? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I would not eat this. I know that sounds rude, but I would not eat that. I don't want it. I don't know. A Dundee cake. Again, I don't know what this is. What are the nuts? It's whole blanched almonds. That's what the nuts are. What is in it? Let's see. It has cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, raisins. Oh, golden raisins and regular raisins and candied cherries and almonds and lemon. This sounds like another fruit cake. Never had it before, you guys. Probably never will. It just looks kind of weird. It looks like the back of bugs on a cake. There, I said it. Carrot cake, always a classic. I love the cream cheese frosting. These little marzipan carrots on top are kind of funny. But it's cute, simple. I feel like you can't go wrong with carrot cake. But it's one of those love or hate. Panforte. It's a spicy nougat type cake. Oh, it's from Italy. It's traditionally baked at Christmas. It is a combination of chopped candied peel and nuts, which are mixed with a sugar syrup before baking. It'll keep well for several weeks in an airtight container. Keep it on hand over the Christmas season to serve with morning coffee. It looks pretty good. Again, though, what are the bumpy bits? What is it? What is it? This has, okay, it has papaya, pineapple, orange, lemon, citron, almonds, walnuts, cinnamon, nutmeg, coriander. It's basically fruit. Again, it's just fruit, a lot of fruit. Okay, I'm going to probably just butcher all these names. Cassata, Siciliana. Okay, I don't know. It's a chilled cake from Sicily where it is traditional to cover the cake with a layer of almond paste and to decorate the top with an exotic selection of candied fruits. Okay, I don't think so. I'm sorry. You know what it looks like, you guys? Like, pretend this is not a cake book and you're just like looking at it like one quick glance. Tell me that doesn't look like a quiche or something. Like, this looks like it's something mixed with eggs. Like, it looks like a quiche. It looks like a crustless quiche with like some kind of like cheese on top. I don't know. No offense, it just looks weird. Alright, this is a Russian yeast cake. No jokes about the shape. This is a traditional Russian cake. I'm trying to be an adult. I don't know how to say it. I don't speak Russian. Is it Coolidge? I'm sure that there's a different way to say it that's more correct than any way I could say it. But it's a Russian yeast cake known under other names throughout Eastern Europe, where it is traditional, made at Easter. It's a spiced cake baked in special molds that can be purchased from specialty shops. But for convenience, the recipe has been converted for the use of either clay flower pots or coffee cans. What? Alright. And it's best eaten the day it's made. Clay pot or coffee can? That's okay. How you bake it is cool. Baked cheesecake with fresh fruits. This is what we saw. And I said, I don't know what that is, but I would eat it in the very beginning. Now I know what it is and I would eat it. I mean, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Cheese, that's a protein. The crust, carbs, fruits, healthy. That's breakfast to me. I would eat that for breakfast. Cup of coffee and that. Alright, we'll let this one be the last one that we look at today, you guys. It's a chilled grape cheesecake. Whoa. An attractive and unusual topping decorates this classic chilled cheesecake. Use green grapes and white grape juice if you like for an equally attractive cheesecake. What the hell? Sorry, I'm just like blown away. I've never seen anything like this. They literally placed the grapes inside. It says when the cheesecake is just setting, arrange the grapes over the top in the shape of a bunch of grapes and make a stem from the angelica. Chill until completely set. What? And then the top is wine and gelatin. And it's folded like a mold, like jello, and you put it on top. That is weird. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Okay, I'll turn the page just to show you guys where we'll pick up next time. Next time we'll start by reading all about a sticky gingerbread loaf. But for now, I'm going to stop here. Thank you guys for taking the time to read through this old baking book, cake book from 1999. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more from me, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and do all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next time. Bye.